What's up, everybody? It's Dennis here. I'm gonna take a look at Waven here today. Now, to be fair, I have actually played a bit of it. Um, yeah, I mean, I have about like 15 hours or so. A lot of it's kind of AFK time. I did download it back in August of last year when it first came out. Um, I didn't care too much for it then, simply because Um, it was kind of a weird introduction, especially coming from Dofus, but I played a bit of, played a bit of Wakfu as well. But long story short, it's definitely kind of a condensed version of those two games if you played them before. I kind of got the pages up here. Dofus is their, their star, attraction, whatever you want to call it. I'm gonna turn this down just a little bit here. What's interesting about Waven compared to Dofus and then even Wakfu, that has pretty much most of the same classes, if not all of them, as far as I'm aware. Um, there's quite a few new ones in Waven, and ones that didn't return from Wakfu and Dofus. Um, so it's definitely made it a bit interesting in that comparison. Um, One that I'm kind of disappointed didn't come back. I mean, I pretty much originally played Wakfu back in the day, probably about like 13, 14 years ago, when it first came out. I was playing the Stadia, um, or Sadida. Um, and after that, in Dofus, I have in Arispa, um, just these healer classes. And, I mean, I have them both downloaded, and I just recently resubscribed to Dofus as well again. But I think, honestly, I'm probably going to wait for the Unity update to come out to get into that. And then Wakfu I also have downloaded just to, have something to do. But, I do play those healer classes, but when I play solo, I do like playing the rogue. I've done it on Dofus Touch as well, playing the rogue. So, we're going to hop into Waven here. Like I said, I do have a character going at the moment. Um, but I think I'll start a new one just so I have a DPS person that I can play, just for fun on my own. But to go in here, yeah, I mean, it's a very simplified but still super fun version. Dofus is a classic MMO kind of thing. So is Wakfu. They both have their differences. You can go check out their sites. But most of Waven takes place across these islands here, right? With each one having daily quests, certain loot you can get from them. Um, and then, like I was saying earlier, with Dofus and Wakfu being traditional MMOs, this one's mostly based around a deck building kind of thing. So where you can have companions you summon, spells you create, and then obviously your gear, and then you level those individual spells up, those individual companions to suit your build. Um, yeah, I mean it's definitely PvE focused. Compared to something, especially like Dofus, where you really need party members, and Wakfu, where you can, I mean, well, both of them you can multi-account if you want, right? Um, Waven, at least so far in my small amount of time playing it, both last year, when it launched, and then more so now, you can group up to do things off of the starter island, but it is definitely single player, uh, single player focused as well because of the companions that you get. Um, there's PvP in it. I don't think it's very busy, as far as I know, according to one of the community discords I'm in. And then this island defense is kind of something different that we can go over at some point. It's available on PC, Mac, tablet, smartphone. Now, I believe as far as smartphone and tablet, it's just at least on the Android side, it's a APK that you have to download. I don't believe it's available everywhere. And then, like I was saying earlier, you have some of the returning classes. So this is, the healer I have right now. Archers. This is, really kind of their mascot, this IOP. And then, I mean, this might be like the new rogue class. I mean, that looks different than what I feel like it is in game. I'll take a look at that class though. That's pretty much that. So let's go ahead and just close out of this. I have some builds up here that I'll take a look at when we're going in. Let's go ahead and log in. So like I was saying, I do have, I'm just gonna turn the music down a little bit. I do have a character already, so I mean, as far as game goes, um, Yeah, I mean, there's not too much here as far as settings. It runs super well, by the way. I mean, I have a fairly old computer. It runs pretty incredible. I haven't actually played with this. Let's put that at 200 and see how it runs now. What's this test performance do? Nah, forget that. I'm pretty sure it just runs on anything, but yeah, there is voice chat. I think it's provided by like Vix or whatever that. I know a couple of games use it. Foxhole uses it, etc. You got your spellbind or your spellbinds, your keybinds here that you can do. Socials. Yeah, you can have optimized, complete, full height. I don't really see many people talking on this new island here. There is people though. I mean, the game is definitely lively. Um, so yeah, I mean, I'm at 200% here. If we turn on, excuse me, let's just turn on this FPS. 132. There's definitely a bit of screen tearing now. I'm noticing for some reason that I didn't notice before. Um, let's just put it back. I'm kind of just like testing this out, really. Put it back at like 100%. See what that gets me. 181. No screen tearing though. Let's just put it back. I'll play with it like this for now, and we can v-sync it just so that maybe it. Yeah, that's pretty crazy still. I mean, it is like 30 40 FPS less. I am running on a GTX 1070 and 8600K, so I mean, my computer is really old, you know what I mean? So, but before we start a new character, I guess I can kind of just go through the game itself, right? So there's a couple of icons down here we can go through. Um, so let's just start here. So like I was saying earlier, it's a deck editing game, um, which are essentially your spells. Everybody has X amount that they can have as you play. Um, and level up, you get chests where random ones will be given to you, and then you can also level them up as you go. So, for instance, this one, if I'm not mistaken, you have to use that spell in order to be able to level up, and then you have to pay with these commas, which is the classic and comma currency there, which will then let you upgrade it. So now I'd have to use this spell a few more times, basically just XP for spells, right? You have your companions here, which give you different things based on what they are, different attack, whatever. Same way, you'll get them in chests randomly, and then there are some chests, especially with the battle pass, which we'll go over, where you get um, different ones you can choose from. They're still randomized, but different ones you can choose from. You've got your items over here, which you get as you play. There is an item shop that we can go to, and it kind of just rotates, over time. I guess I should have started. You do have a PvE and a PvP build. Now your PvP build, you get access to everything, so everybody seems to be like on a pretty even footing as far as that goes, as far as I can tell. Now, as far as these go, because you can see I have practically everything else, that might be ones you have to unlock, but compared to, I do have access to all companions. So maybe it's just you have access only to all companions. To be honest, I haven't really done much in PvP yet, so we'll discover that together. This Kokoro brush is essentially the subclass to the Rispa, and you can kind of pick skills out here and your bonuses and whatnot. And you can always reset it, whether you use these gems, which is the paid for currency, or commas. You can reset it at any time. Now I don't know if it gets more expensive as you go, but you can reset it at least early on to kind of get going. I imagine you could probably reset it at any time. Yeah, your detailed characteristics. So there's no like stat points putting in like you did in Dofus, and potentially in Wakfu. I've played more of Dofus, than I ever have Wakfu. So, and then what was the last part here? Oh yeah, so kind of this is like essentially your passive here when you just highlight it, telling you what your specific class does overall. I guess one last thing as far as the spells go, you know, they're fire, air, earth, water, and ether based. Ether being kind of like, you know, obviously like jack of all trades. Um, Now, one thing to note is that, you know, in some games, and I think it follows kind of the same with like Dofus, is that there's a lot of spells that are used for healing, right? But they're not necessarily like only water-based ones. There's definitely some fire, air, depending on how you want to build it. So you're not like stuck to that. And then yeah, like I was saying, you know, you can upgrade the spells and you can upgrade the companions. I don't know if there's any healing companions necessarily. I think they all seem to be attack based, which again is really nice if you are playing a healer class. So let's go to the next thing here, customization. So this is kind of like your emote section. Um, these cost all real gems. World visual effects also cost, yeah, you can see here. A lot of stuff shows you exactly how it looks. Um, I got this this trail effect earlier. I don't actually know how I got it. It might have been from the battle pass. We'll go over that. I also got this tracks here. Oh, that I take that back. That's actually what I got. I got this tracks here. I'm not exactly sure how I got that. Combat visual specs. You know, really just to customize your stuff. And then any pets you have, which I think I got this from the battle pass as well. Story modes, so they in when I initially played it at launch, this was not here. Um, the noob island was actually pretty. At least I don't believe it was. I'm pretty certain it wasn't because when I came back to play some more, I was like level 6 or something already, and I was pretty certain I had done quite a few of these quests because I do remember Ogrist here having numerous quests to do, as well as like you know doing these. Um, I kind of skipped ahead there. I apologize. So the logbook here um, really kind of just details the different nations where you go to do, you know, all the different island quests. So you have your main quest. It looks like you have about um, 265 of them, if I'm not. Well, no, it kind of condenses it down given the quest points that you get for it. Now, from my understanding, again, I kind of came back to the game not fully being told all this stuff, but from my understanding is you do so many and you gather so many quest points you can go on not only to get these rewards, right, but also to be able to do quests outside of you know the new island or something new that you're on. We'll get to that when you know we'll go back to that for sure. Battle pass, you get a free one. You know, you get the free tier. Um, Gold pass and then the platinum pass. This gold pass is about $7. I think it's $6.99. Platinum's $14.99, which also includes that. The seasons seem to be about like every 30 days. Yeah, 28 days, and has its own themes, which gives you gems, commas, and this currency here, these Wakfu fragments, which I'll go over that as well. This seems to be mostly to deal with the item shop. These are chests you get from you know quest rewards and stuff like that. I have this build I've been following that I'm gonna ultimately try to use. Okay, so I don't need that. But essentially, if you already own it, like this one, you can pick that to believe to just like upgrade it right away. Yeah. So I can go in there to pay to have it upgraded. Ultimately, I don't have all the spells anyway, so let's see here. I think a lot of these are probably higher ones. You know what I mean? 5% to their max health. Spawned by one of your companions. Interesting. Let's go ahead and do that one. Yeah, so I don't have any more chests, and then this is the map that I was talking about. So this is the noob island. I can't remember what the hell it's called. Astrid Nation, yeah. So it's essentially your tutorial island. The portraits as you're going, which are on this track here, will basically guide you to it. I mean, there's even like usually there's like a trail, yeah. So you can see this trail here. Oh, it's actually not leading me to it. I thought that's what it always did. Where is it taking me? Let's find out. Where the hell is it taking me here? Well, I'm not sure what that's about, but it was taking me to, like, you know, the next person in the quest line. But yeah, so you have some of these here, but then also if we go back to the logbook, there's these extra quests here as well that you can do to get points. This guy, I did this quest earlier, this collector quest where you had to fight some bees. I'm not sure why I didn't get it, but that's all right. And I do believe these rewards are to decorate your home island. I don't know if that's how it is for each one of these. Then there's like achievements here too, you know, for all sorts of things on this specific island. Yeah, so it looks like you just get more rewards to decorate your home island. Yeah, so a lot of these missions I've noticed have different levels where you just continue doing them and they're harder and harder. Then there's a bunch of dungeons, pretty much the same kind of thing. And this is just one island, Gobble Island. Achievements, same thing. I'm not exactly sure what these prisms are. It's probably just like hidden things. So yeah, let's go to the boat to kind of just show you how the world map looks. And then I can show you an example of a fight, and then pretty much that's the overview of it so far. So you get a boat at some point to travel around, and I don't know if you can upgrade this, but yeah, so this is it, what I was talking about. You know, it's kind of like a hub world. This is where you start, and then, like I said, uh, it didn't exactly explain to me when I can, so when we make the new character, that'll be something that we can figure out together. Here's your little personal island. I'm not sure what benefit it serves other than just something for you to, you know, decorate, essentially. Um, which is always fun. I mean, don't get me wrong, it's fun. It's just something to work towards, but usually player housing doesn't really have any interest for me. That's just me. We'll get to this competitive island here. As far as PvP goes, you can challenge anyone at any time. Cabrix Island, this is like the shop from what I've been able to gather. I don't believe there's anything over here when I last looked. No. This is a real player right here. That's pretty easy too. You can group, add a friends, challenge. Something to keep in mind. I don't think I'll be able to demonstrate it here. When you do group up with someone, down here will be where your party is at, right? Now that new island that we were looking at initially, I believe you have to finish not all the quests, but to a certain level until it unlocks the, you know, the islands we were just looking at. And only then, once you're off that new island, can you do quests with people. So that's just something to keep in mind. I believe the main story takes you off of there anyway. Yeah, here's another guy. He's looking pretty BA.
Welcome to my shop. Please make your selection.
So yeah, you can see here the shop resets in 4 hours. These are the points you get. As far as I'm aware, you can only get them from the battle pass. Maybe that's not 100% true, but yeah, it just tells you unlock additional. Basically, level them up. You can buy a companion chest, get some awesome pieces of equipment. Basically, buy more commons. I mean, honestly, you get so many commons. It's not really.
If you've got the coin,
in my opinion, there's no point. You do get spells, like I was saying, but here is a really nice spot to get spells as well, and you can wait for them to refresh. I don't think any of these are on my build. No.
Find our goods anywhere else, and our prices can't be beat.
So that's pretty cool. Let's go look at a few more of these places, and then we will start a new character. So this is also new, I believe, from when I played, because I don't think there was a battle pass at that point. Oh, and actually, let me look at this really quick here for you. So, you know, eventually when you do unlock these islands, maybe it'll tell you. Yeah. Okay. Okay, that makes sense. Yeah, so it is pretty much what I was thinking. Each one will tell you how much you need. So you need those quest points. So yeah, as far as I guess let's just try to look it up. Islet tutorial shop PvP arena in the Coliseum. Yeah, I'm trying to remember how to get back there, but there's a PvP island too. Okay, well it's not showing us what I was hoping. I was hoping to find how much QP quest points you need to unlock the next island. Go here really quick while we're chatting. Let's just bring up this. Where's Pig Island at? Yeah, it's kind of weird. It doesn't. There's some stuff in here that doesn't detail too well how you do certain things. I guess there's just round out too. Here's the chat. Nobody ever was really chatting in here, as far as I know. Friends list. You can also bring that up with F. You can bring the chat up with Enter. I don't actually know if you can just do world chat. It doesn't seem like there is a way to. But there's, you know, pre-discussion or pre-generated ones, but you can also just type whatever. You know, doesn't matter. And then here's your emotes that you own, that you can customize. You could use those in battle too. So this is a competitive island. This is part of the battle pass here. It's pretty interesting. I'm not going to do it right now because we'll come back to it. But if you look here, this is like the Crackler Battle Pass, and it's essentially like a wave tower defense where you play as a different character, and I believe it's probably something you do every time. And yeah, these will unlock it, you know, eventually, but I'm not actually sure. You play as like a level 100 or 50 monster. You don't even play as your character. It's pretty interesting though. I think it's a cool little like side game to play, and like I said, we'll go over that as well at some point. So I think I've pretty much outlined everything here that I wanted to look at. Trying to just think. I guess we could look at the shop here too. So there's no pay to win elements in the game. It's actually really nice. It's all cosmetic based. I think it's fair as far as like, you know, currency goes. I mean, personally, I'm a pretty big like skin guy, right? I mean, I love my skins. So I mean, you know, to buy a set for one character that comes with some emotes and some other stuff, they're always on sale, you know what I mean? But I mean, 2,000 gems, it's like 20 bucks. I mean, that's not bad considering I believe they're account bound, so you can use them on any new characters you make. But I mean, if you pick them, you can really like go in depth here, you know what I mean, and see how they would look. Now, yeah, so I mean, there's a welcome pack here. It's probably a one-time only thing. Same with this founders pack, I assume. Yeah, I mean, there's like, you know, 70 bucks, you get some big discount on all the gems. Let's see, 7,000 gems. Yeah, so you get some extra goodies there, essentially. Buying a higher discounted one. It looks like it comes with the standard and the deluxe as well. So I mean, that's actually pretty good. I mean, 70 bucks to get those gems and then all this extra stuff. You know, they're doing pretty well. This is kind of just like a dinky, you know, dinky one there. Let's see here. Yeah, so like this is my character here. So this is what she would turn into. And there's actually, I'll show you this as well. I think it'll probably be the last thing we do before we start a new character. There's actually a way to look at all the skins for your characters. Interesting that there's companion skins as well. I didn't actually know that. And of course you have your free daily gift. And as I said, you know, kind of towards the beginning. Yeah. So, you can play this on tablet and your smartphone. Runs really well on both. I've tested it out. I had to download the APK. I'm here in the USA. Um, on the Android side. I don't know how it is for iPhone, um, but you can do it. Now, where is this Coliseum at? Maybe this is it. I don't actually. No, this is like the beginning thing, I believe. So I don't want to like ruin that. I honestly do not remember where the cuss that is. Yeah, interesting. I'm not exactly sure, but let's go ahead and do this. Let's just start a new character. We can go over the classes because I'm sure this, you know, I kind of did this video backwards, but I thought I'd just get right into showing you everything. So, I believe if you have a new account, it'll probably bring you here initially. And these are kind of just the basic archetypes that you have in the game. There's male and female for both. But I prefer going in here. This is where it usually will take me. So again, I mean, it's essentially those same archetypes. You get your archers, your healers, your warriors, assassin, and your mages. So let's go into each one. Now, like I was saying at the very beginning, give me a moment here. I need to take a drink. A lot of these classes are new compared to what I'm used to in Dofus. So it's pretty interesting. I'm definitely excited to try a lot of them. I think it's really nice that they did that because, you know, Dofus to Wakfu, I know for a lot of people that played it, you know, they're different games and they're both fun in their own ways, you know, in their own right. But it's definitely interesting that I think maybe aside from like one or two, those classes are largely the same. So